Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive. Hiya kids, we're back yet again to tell you a story, part of an ongoing story about memorable characters, long-lasting life lessons, all coated with just enough magic and wonder to keep you coming back for more. And to tell this week's story, we started like any other famous tale, with the immortal words, "Once upon a time."
Frozen. Over. Yeah. What's up, BlueDragonFive? Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays to all, and to all a good, hey, that's what we're doing now.
Happy holidays. Yeah. So, yeah, instead of doing our seasonal shenanigans on Christmas, we decided, hey, let's do some catch-up work. Yeah.
And it's winter related,
Work that we should have done like a month ago.
Yeah. And at least it's winter related to start with.
I guess that's a good thing. That's a start, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been about a month since we recapped any Frozen, and indeed the Frozen storyline is over, so we won't be doing any speculation or anything like that. But I must say it ended on a pretty good note, and I haven't watched the epilogue yet, so I can't personally say how strong that episode is on its own. But I will say that this episode that we're about to talk about and the next episode, Shattered Sight, are probably together like my two favorite episodes of the whole season.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorites too. This one's so good.
Yeah, these two episodes I think really flow into each other really well. From what I've heard from people who are fans of Once Upon a Time, like this is like by far probably the most satisfying conclusion to a villain's story arc that we've seen with what happens to Ingrid. So, yeah, lots of good stuff to go over. Lots of good stuff. So, oh, God, you'll just have to bear with me because my cold has not gotten better.
And as per usual,
yeah.
to establish kind of our premise going into this, huge fans of the movie Frozen. We're kind of jumping into it this show blind, purely for that reason. Because they bring it to life so uncannily well, it's astounding and fantastic. And pretty much, if we're missing any details, again, we're just like jumping from a plane here. Someone with the parachute on the way down, we know where the location is. We're leaving breadcrumbs on the way. We have no idea where we're going. So if we miss things here and there, all we're going off of are our recap. So if we miss anything, by all means, leave it in the comments. We'll bring it up next episode, most definitely before we finish out the whole half of this of the season.
Well, to our credit, I think we've long since been past the phase of us not even remembering the characters' names. Because remember when David showed up in episode 2 and we literally didn't even know who he was?
Well, to be fair, it was just for a moment, okay?
I know, but I was still really confused. I was like, wait, what? I don't, like, because David had very little screen time in the first episode. But anyways.
Anyway, so if we get anything wrong, folks, just let us know. We'll give you credit. We'll bring it up. We'll fix the mistakes before we end here.
But yeah, I mean, you do bring up a good point about how Frozen, I mean, man, it's just it's so well represented here, and I can't stress that enough. I mean, it's to the point just where, like, watching the way that Ingrid's storyline wraps up the next episode after this. By the way, I'm kind of sad that we're not just talking about this episode tonight. Kind of sad we procrastinated, but that's all on me.
Yep.
Womp.
All your fault.
No, it's all Jafar's fault, and also Barbara's.
Yeah, Barbara's fault.
I'm sorry, you can use the Barbara thing, but I'm still like, I refuse to give up Jafar. They can share co-blame.
All right, but back on point.
Okay, fair enough. But anyways, what I was gonna say was like, after seeing how Ingrid's storyline wraps up, I'm kind of legitimately disappointed that it's a long shot that we're gonna see Ingrid integrated into the actual Frozen movie canon, because I just thought it worked so damn well. Like, what do you think?
Oh yeah, well we'll probably get into this once the next episode actually happens for us. But
sure.
Oh yeah, it's astounding how well they well, it's not a new character, but they kind of turn the Frozen mythology on its head by just saying, oh yeah, well Frozen's so popular, it's become its own thing, so we're gonna use that to our advantage and kind of bring in the actual mythology, the actual fairy the actual fairy tale. We're going to use it and introduce it as a new character, really interesting, thought-provoking character who we've grown to hate and love at the same time, especially love.
Oh yeah.
Towards the end, especially.
Well, unfortunately, Ingrid doesn't have that much screen time this episode. In fact, I believe she's only in it for one shot.
I really
right?
respect. She has no lines. I don't think. Oh wait, no, she's only in it for one scene this episode.
Just literally one shot where she's casting the spell. I think that's it.
Well, no. She has a scene, and then the rest. Then it's a shot. It's a magical shot towards the end, though. But the point is that she is. I love how she doesn't have a lot to do with this episode aside from just kind of basking in her work before it begins. This whole episode. This whole episode is it's kind of like literally the calm before the storm.
Most certainly, yeah.
The point is, it's really well done. We're going to get into it, and just to address kind of our format for this episode, because our past and present are going to converge. We're going to kind of do it straightforward, but because it pays off so well, we're not doing just covering half this time.
I mean, this episode really pulls an Interstellar with the way that they play with time. It's really quite crazy.
Pretty much. We'll get into it. So, real quick, previously, where we last left our characters in Storybrooke and Arendelle.
Mm-hmm.
Anna and Kristoff, they were frozen by Ingrid in the past, and then in Arendelle, which sparked a really bone-chilling reaction for me, because I thought this, thankfully it doesn't seem to be the end of it, because I thought, no! Not the end yet, but I thought, no, they're going to be frozen this whole time. No!
Right, it's like eventually they have to get reunited. I mean, come on. They really tease the crap out of that.
Yeah, that's why my reaction last episode, comically so, was so vehement, because I thought, no, they're going to be frozen for all this time, no! And also, a little thing we forgot to address that's kind of important. That's going to come into play more so next episode. Elsa, when she was in the urn, Ingrid took her memories away and put it into like a little purple stone. That's going to be important.
Oh, yeah.
Just wanted to make that issue. She's doing something before Rumpel enters the scene we forgot to address. Anyway, okay, the other thing kind of syncing this up to the present right now is that the spell of Shattered Sight has been cast. It's looking really ominous, and that's where we are now. So.
All right. Speaking of which, the episode begins with Rumpelstiltskin, and he's just kind of admiring the spell at this point. He's just kind of like, oh, that's good work, dearie.
It looks so beautiful and terrifying, doesn't it?
So anyways, Rumpel and Ingrid are back to their deal-making, which has been going on for a couple episodes now. And he says he knows Ingrid's weakness, but I haven't watched this episode in a month, so remind us what her weakness is.
Well, to be honest with you, I can't quite recall.
You can't remember? Oh, God.
The way I wrote it down, again, I wrote this down the first day I thought we were going to do this, so forgive me.
Yeah, I know.
However, I did write down the key points of the exchange. So, essentially, essentially Snow Queen's basking her work. She's raised because the town's going to tear itself to pieces, tear itself apart, leaving her sisters there. That's her whole plan. She's basking in it. And basically, Rumpel wants to make a deal with her, saying, let me take Henry and Belle with me out of Storybrooke. Saying, didn't we already make this deal? So, just let me do that before everything closes off here. Pretty much, I told you your secret, which I was going to put into play big time the next two episodes. Your secret of being able to leave this place with your powers intact. And pretty much Rumpel said, I know the deal, but you're going to let me take them with me, or I'm going to try to tear your heart out as long as it takes, dearie. So pretty much that's the deal. I will use all my power to tear your heart out if you don't let me leave with them. And she makes the deal. Okay, you can leave with them. Won't do you much good. You can leave with them. Just remember, I keep this town. You keep the rest of the world. There's a reestablishment of the...
Rumpel, they've been doing a really good job with him this season in terms of, he started out in a very sympathetic place. Like, literally, he starts out kind of making this really sort of, like really, I don't know, just very, I don't know the word to describe it, just, the speech to Bellfire at the grave.
A really somber vow to his son.
And honestly, at that moment, I was kind of like, I'm not sure if this... Like, I honestly thought he was a hero because that was the first thing we see is this. And so it took me an episode or two to realize who he even was. But I really like how they build to him becoming like this grand sort of master manipulator, which I'm sure he's been throughout the whole series, but I appreciate the fact that they kind of took the time to reestablish him for potentially new viewers like ourselves. So good stuff, good stuff.
So then our gang they observe the spell cloud on its way.
Oh yeah, they're on the clock tower. Emma, she wants to evacuate everyone, except only one problem. There's the freaking wall.
So they estimate it's going to hit at sundown. That's what. Well, it's kind of hard to tell when the sun goes down, but the point is they estimate till sundown. And yeah, they're right. They're trying to break through the wall. No luck. It's a self-healing wall. You know, they try to chip away at it or try to get past it. Nope.
Doesn't David take a pickaxe to it?
Poor David.
Like a few rocks fall down. I even wrote on my notes. I was like, "Oh no, David!" I don't know. There were actually a couple moments in these last two episodes that I was kind of concerned for David.
Oh yeah, we love David.
Yeah. And I want to see him at Kristoff's wedding, and I'm not sure if that happens or not because I haven't seen the epilogue, so don't spoil that for me.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Also, this is important. When David David actually, what he did had some purpose in it. After he went the pickaxe and things self-healed, you know, it caused some cracks in the foundation, and pretty much in one of those cracks.
The biggest coincidence ever happens.
Oh, well, I'm trying to think if there's any way around that. Actually, there might be a way around it. Actually,
I'm just saying it's a pretty.
Well, no. To be fair, we knew it was there. Remember, it was in.
We know it was in that exact spot. As far as I remember,
we knew it was in the section.
Okay, yeah, but as far as I remember, were Emma and Elsa kind of like trapped inside the wall when that happened?
Well, yeah, they were. Remember, like the wall. She unthawed like the cavern, like a bubble around it, pretty much.
Okay. So
like they
I don't know. Just geographically, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Well, look, they had like a little opening within like a cavern of the wall, and that's how they escaped. So it stands to reason in that section, like it's underneath there somewhere. They just couldn't get to it. Now magically there's a crack, and they cracked the foundation, so they found it in there. So at least they see it in there that it was there.
Fair enough.
I'll give them that. So point is,
but remember the initial plot hole of why didn't Elsa just grab it in the first place?
Yes, well, yeah, very true. very true. The point is she's got it now, you know, like I'm kind of use her. Well, it's dangerous around that ice. You know, we get trapped in another cavern. You're not carefully you're reaching for that thing.
Sure.
So the point is, I love how Elsa says, "Oh man, maybe this is a hopeful sign."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of taking on an Anna-like quality in that moment a little bit.
Oh yeah. So pretty much, I guess, so the plan is, okay, well, with no luck in through the ice wall leading next to this, we got to warn the town.
Oh, yeah. And Regina, she insists that Henry come with her, and leads to kind of a sweet moment between Emma and Henry, like, oh, I'll be fine, Mom, aspirin tracks in the woods.
Anyway, so they split up, and, you know, basically, they separate to and chain. Basically, the messages, you know, everyone, you know, chain yourselves to something to avoid, you know, wreaking havoc. You lock yourselves in, pretty much.
Yeah, I have an issue with the way that Snow and David go about it, but I'll get to that when I get to that.
Sure. But so the point is, that's the plan. So we're going to separate. We're going to go around town. We're going to tell everyone, okay, listen, chain yourselves to something, lock the doors, you know, so you don't get out and hurt anyone else. You know, everyone just lock. You're on lockdown, everybody. It's emergency times. Good plan. I respect that plan. Okay. Also, our characters, Elsa and Emma, they make the logical conclusion that, you know, I think we're going to be safe from this thing because we got these yellow ribbons on.
Right. Oh God, excuse me.
So the point is,
that's probably going to be happening a lot.
Yeah, so they deduce that, okay, well, maybe because we have these yellow ribbons, our powers are somehow linked to the Snow Queen, perhaps, you know, where we're going to be safe from this thing.
Mm.
Anyway. So yeah, Regina wants to look after Henry.
This is where we get the title, right?
Yeah, we get the title, and there's like, oh yeah, the bottle's in the opening credits, isn't it?
I didn't write it down, but if that's what it is, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it is. Okay.
Okay. So next we cut back to Belle, and she's inspecting the necklace for counter spells. And I must say, BlueDragonFive, I like this episode overall, but I think it gets a little too complicated with the magic, because we've got stuff with fairies, we've got stuff with counter spells. I mean, it's a lot to keep track of.
Well, it's not. Well, the fairies are just working on the cures. Sorry.
I guess so. I don't know. It's just throwing fairies into it to begin with. When I don't, this is just the issue of us not being fans. Is I'm not sure how the fairies operate to begin with. I wouldn't even know these people were fairies if they didn't tell me.
You did recognize who so I found out the head fairy is the blue fairy from Pinocchio. And do you know who it is? Do you recognize her?
No, I don't. Who?
The Blair Watson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Blair Watson's the blue fairy, the head one. You know,
that's not a major enough character that I'd recognize her right away, but that's kind of funny.
Oh, it's not like she had an important role or anything.
Who's B?
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm just saying though, BlueDragonFive, her role became more important when she was dead. Besides that, she was in like 3 episodes. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Screen time.
All right. So the point is, within the exchange between Belle, Elsa, and Emma, they're all just kind of figuring, okay, let's formulate a counterspell plan here. Okay, so basically, we need to find a remnant of the spell or a victim for a cure here.
Huh.
Cure. So the plan is to track down Anna.
Yeah, good plan, considering it's like been teased for like 8 or 9 episodes.
Well, to be fair, they have been searching for her, but to no avail.
Well, have they really? I mean, I kind of feel like oh god, there goes my camera. Or there goes my mic. I'm sorry. I kind of feel like for the past few episodes now, only Elsa's been the one concerned, which kind of makes sense.
Well, no, they've always had the throwaway lines throughout the thing of like, oh yeah, we've been looking for Anna, no luck.
I guess so. I just wish they would show a little bit more.
All they knew that she was alive. That's all they knew, because they had like Bo Peep's staff telling them that she was alive.
True, Bo Peep's staff, yet another magical item that has yet to make a return. I sense this is a problem on this show.
Well, no, they've referenced the fact that Bo Peep's staff keeps telling us that she's alive, so we know she's okay.
I know they reference it, but I'm just saying again. I'd like to see it.
Well, we saw it once in use. They told us this, so we don't need to see it again and again. We got it.
Okay.
Anyway, so the point is, the reason they haven't had any luck finding on it because they can't use a tracer's spell, like a tracking spell, because they need something that belongs to her, and they got nothing. Until now, they got the necklace. So, let's see. Here's this. Trying to decide. Sorry, folks. It's been a while. I'm just trying to decipher my own.
They're like code.
Oh yeah, I remember in this scene. The thing is, I'm not sure how it's referenced, but I know in this scene they reveal that they find out it's been 30 years. I guess they look at the thing and they figure out like this thing's 30 years old. It's been 30 years, and it's a long shot. This idea of using this to track her down.
Okay, so that seeds in the. That's interesting, though, because that seeds in the fact that that Anna's been gone for 30 years, which kind of instantly sort of raises some questions in your mind. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of cool the way it sort of builds to the reveal at the end of the episode, or towards the end.
Oh yeah. So meanwhile, we go back to Arendelle and we find out Arendelle's unfreezes, which I have kind of an issue with. We'll get into it. Okay. So Arendelle unfreezes. Yay! Kristoff and Anna, they're around and about. Yay! And obviously, I love how the fact that they are cold, because they were frozen, for crying out loud.
Oh yeah.
They unfreeze and then they find out the urn's gone, which means Elsa's gone. No.
Anna picks up a straw from Rumpelstiltskin.
Now here's another plot.
To go to Rumpelstiltskin. And Kristoff says that's hanging an assumption on literally a very thin straw. One of my favorite
Christoph.
lines of the episode. Oh, Christoph really has been killing it in terms of the line delivery these past few episodes.
Yeah, he has the best lines in the series so far for us.
I think so, yeah.
Anyway, so something that kind of bugs me about this, technically there's no grounds to have, like, to have Anna know about the whole straw thing with Rumpelstiltskin.
That's a good point.
There's only one potential way, only two potential ways you can know. One is that, like, he opened, they were at the sorcerer's house, I think. The point is he opened, like a trap door and there was hay over it, so maybe... I just stretch. I'm just looking for something here.
Mm-hmm.
That and maybe, I don't know, somehow she heard about him in between the spots when she was traveling. I don't know.
As far as I'm concerned, if it doesn't happen on screen, it's a plot hole. That's just my philosophy.
Aside from just the reason I genuinely have is like she opened the thing, she saw her hay around them.
Right.
So it's a stretch, regardless, and at least Kristoff points it out.
Yeah.
So she deduces Rumpelstiltskin was there, and that maybe he has the urn. So we gotta find that guy.
All right, and then enters Hans, who is like, this guy is like, how can he take over the kingdom so easily? I kind of have issue with this.
Okay, well I also have issue with it. Let's get into one second. Okay, so basically we'll figure out how to defeat Rumpelstiltskin. We need Elsa to rule the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Then Hans and his brothers, they enter, and here's my big question. I have a problem with the logic here.
On what grounds does Han just get to be king? Like, on what grounds?
Well, no, that's not the issue.
Sense.
That's not the issue I have right off the bat. My issue right off the bat is, like, how did they get... Like, so, didn't they all get didn't they all get thawed at the same time?
Right. So it's like,
so why did
literally in like 2 minutes... Like, in 2 minutes, how does Hans find all of it? It makes no sense. It makes no logical sense.
Unless the only potential thing I have, only two potential theories, and again, you're right, we don't see it, so we have no idea of knowing. One is perhaps the more comic way of doing it. Basically, his brothers made a campfire around and trying to thaw him out. However, what we find out the whole kingdom was frozen. We find the whole kingdom was frozen, which makes me think, okay, maybe the brothers themselves were thawed. And the only other thing is like a time release, but still, why would that room be the last one unfrozen? Unless it's like a center fracture point, like that's the spot that unfreezes last, but still Hans is on the premises, so it's a plot hole. That's my point. Unless Hans's brothers, they unthawed him by a campfire or something. I got nothing.
And even then, I still don't get how he would even be able to take control of Arendelle in the first place.
Yeah, he has technical grounds, which still, let's analyze his technical grounds real quick. Okay, so here's his grounds. His grounds are, one, you just confess that you attacked the queen. Anna's just saying to Kristoff. He isn't dead. He isn't dead. I guess Anna just was quickly saying to Kristoff, "Oh, I can't believe I put her in the urn, and now Rumpelstiltskin has the urn."
No.
Pretty much Hans walks in. Apparently he was standing by the door waiting to hear that.
I guess so. I hope so, or else it would just be really good timing.
Yeah, you just confessed you had attacked the queen and you lost her, which is treason.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, so that's pretty much it. Again, not the most grounds, but again, the implication they keep seeding in here is that Hans has been unfrozen for a while, and he's been working a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So, again, not sure how that works, but
I just have written down in my notes Hans fake out, or I'm sorry, Kristoff fake out. Do you have any idea what myself from a month ago was talking about?
Well, yeah, I know what I know yourself from a month ago's meaning.
Okay, what?
Oh, sure. First of all, we had a really funny line delivered by Anna saying, I can't believe I sang with you.
Right.
Which, I gotta tell you,
just great, because it's like, Disney characters in musicals never acknowledge that they sing, and it's one of those things that Lucky and I will often joke about, like how characters in musicals in general don't acknowledge that they sing. So I love that.
So it's really It's just a really funny line after he's pretty much it's instant takeover for Hans, and then he says, I sang with you. And all of his brothers are laughing at him. It's so funny. And also, I love how Kristoff's kind of reacting to it too. Wait, you sang with him? I knew you fell in love with him after one day, but
When you really first met, you sang a whole song with choreographed dance numbers and everything. What?
That's not even a day. You literally just had a musical number with him and you fell in love with him.
How do you even have time to rehearse it? What's going on here?
Okay, let's not put Ferris Bueller logic on this. Anyway. So also Hans's plan also includes the fact that in addition to that, pretty much what he just said just gets Anna the blame, like how we can overthrow her. But how we overthrow Elsa is that she's gone, and basically Hans plans on pinning the freezing thing on Elsa, because who else?
That still doesn't explain why Hans would just immediately lapse into power.
You're right.
Why Anna would get out of power. It doesn't explain how Hans would get into power.
Well, no. Technically, there's an excuse for how Anna got out of power because he just said, "Okay, again, it's very technical."
No. I said it does explain Anna getting out of power. It just doesn't explain Hans getting.
Yeah, the only thing I can deduce from that is that Hans and his brothers just ruled by force took over.
I guess you have to just kind of think of it that way.
Because they have been threatening. They've seen in the whole thing of the threat of invasion by the.
Sure. Good point. All right, I guess I can give that a pass.
They just took in, invaded, and pretty much said, maybe just to gain sympathy, oh, I didn't freeze the place, but, Elsa did, and who else can prove me wrong?
All right.
She has ice powers. Who else could have done it?
All right,
pretty much I guess he would
convince. What is this fake out that Kristoff is referring to?
So one thing real quick. So again, I guess Hans just would convince people that, hey, your queen's gone rogue, so I'm the better choice. And you don't really have any other options, so I'm your only choice right now. Okay, anyway, so Kristoff, really hilariously, kind of in How to Train Your Dragon 2 style, says, okay, we surrender. Pretty much says,
right.
Okay, you guys are right, we surrender. As they get close, pretty much she and Anna, they kick some butt, they get rid of them, like, put some swords to some throats. And really,
threatens one of the brothers.
Yeah, it's a nice payoff too with Anna. Because remember, way back in the beginning here, she had a little duel with Rumpelstiltskin, and that was how she wasn't willing to do that. That's how Rumpelstiltskin got the upper hand.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, now it's a little moment of payoff. Like you question whether she's going to do it or not. At the point, she's really good at bluffing it. Putting the thing to his throat and pretty much saying, "Yeah, the upper hand." Ha ha ha. Anyway, so they make their escape. They put the sword in the door. Yay, run away. Meanwhile, back in the present.
Hook's got a spyglass.
Yes. We see to be fair, they finally are addressing the ice wall thing a bit.
Yeah, after like 8 or 9 episodes.
Yeah, we finally get to see what the deal with it is in terms of sailing out there. We see so apparently I guess like a motion sensor, because if you're getting close then the ice wall forms.
I'm just gonna go with it. Alright, once upon a time. Alright, yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of issues.
If I'm remembering this correctly, the ice wall formed when I looked in the spyglass, so I assume it's like a motion thing.
Mm-hmm.
A little convenient. Okay. I'll give you it's a little convenient, but we'll just give it a pass. At least they're addressing it, okay? We won a little bit there.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
They're addressing it with confusing magic.
Yeah, so I guess Henry and him, that basically says Henry and him could sail just around the outside of the wall, I guess.
No, it doesn't work. Desmond already tried it. He took the sailboat and he ended up sailing around the island for like 30 days. Oh, wait, wrong show. I'm sorry.
Boy. Anyway, okay, let's see. So Hook and Rumpelstiltskin. Okay, so the ice walls are forming on sea. No escape through that route. I think Rumpelstiltskin's got his heart in a bag.
What?
I wrote heart in bag on my notes.
Well, yeah, I think Rumpel just has the heart, and he's just kind of like waving it in Hook's face. I think so. I don't know.
Right. That's it. Yeah. Either I meant that as he literally has his heart in the bag, which I know he has a bag. I don't know if he had like the box in it or it was the heart. I assume heart. Or if I just
carry your bare heart around in my bag, dearie.
Yeah. Or if I guess I meant like he's got his heart in the bag.
Oh.
No, like he's got the upper hand. Like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
I still got your heart. Okay. Meanwhile, so basically, it's not Emma, it's not Swan. Don't worry, but it's the fairies, all of them.
Hmm.
Pretty much, we're going after we're going to use the fairies, all of them. To compensate for the power. For the hat. Basically, suck in the hat. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the boxes in the bag. I don't know. Forgive me, folks. It's been a while.
Yeah, no, thanks to me.
Yep. Okay, so basically, Rumpelstiltskin brings up the point that, I gotta get my wife out of there. She's helping the fairies out find a solution to the impending storms. We gotta get her out of there without her knowing.
Sure.
You get also. I love how he calls them. Apparently, this is something you and I would be ignorant to. Apparently, he calls them fleas. He calls them fleas. Yeah, no.
Rumple calls folk fleas.
No. He calls the fairies fleas.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You get the fleas, and if you get the fleas, the issue Hook brings up is, well, if you get them, then there's no cure.
Oh. Okay.
So that's his point. Says, I don't. The Rumpelstiltskin pointing out, like, I don't have time to save everyone. If I'm choosing, sorry. When it comes down to it, I'm choosing me every time. So the point is, like, Hook brings up, well, if you do that, you're dooming the whole town. Why can't you save everyone? Like, what about Swan? What about your friends? What about everybody? He says, no, I'm choosing me. I'm going to save me and my family.
Me wins every time, Gary.
Yeah, me wins every time. Which, again, from the recast we've gathered, he's always going to choose himself at the end of the day. That's why his son is kind of condemned to his ultimate fate.
Right, yeah.
Because Rumpelstiltskin, at the end of the day, he's going to be selfish, and believe me, you're going to see something like that in the epilogue.
Ooh, okay. Looking forward to it.
Alright, so meanwhile.
So, guess what? We see Robin's kid for like 10 seconds. I honestly feel genuinely horrible for this kid.
Well, to be fair, it looks like he's just been.
I feel genuinely bad for him.
Don't get me wrong. I'll give you. It looks like Robin Hood's been neglectful no matter what. However, it looks like he's been in good hands.
Oh, son, I'm back from my sexual escapades with the town witch. Here, I'm going to play with an arrow with you.
But can you blame me? She's hot, kid. No, that's horrible. No, but. Oh, she's attractive. No. Anyway.
Especially in the evil sorceress outfit she has on the next episode.
That's not bad either. But anyway, now I can't stop thinking about it. Okay, anyway. So, to be fair, I mean, the kid looks like the kid's in good hands with Robin's merryman, so that's good.
I guess that's the thing.
At least he's not fending for himself. I mean, you and I had the colorful theory that he's going around being a vigilante. Oh, wait, am I thinking of another show? Nah.
I do have one issue, though. Doesn't he specifically task Will with looking after the kid?
No, he doesn't task him with the kid specifically. He just we don't know who he tasked the kid with. No,
I'm sorry.
No, he tasked Will with getting everybody. Yeah, no, he tasked Will with getting everybody out.
Oh, okay, I got you. Because the next time we see Will, he's just running around the town.
Yeah.
So,
he basically tells Scarlet to evacuate.
In terms of, like, what do you think the Merrymen did in terms of, like, protecting themselves from the Shattered Sight? I mean, I know it doesn't matter much, but do you think they just went into the woods and tied themselves to trees, or what?
Well, that's what Robin Hood was planning.
True. All right.
Well, essentially, he said evacuate him, so maybe get him to shelters where they'll be okay, like separated, or just hide in the trees. Maybe that's what they've done. Well, I'm sure. Right. Maybe he implied, like, get the kid and get to safety.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Regina and Robin Hood, they have, like, only you and Henry. Regina says to Robin, only you and Henry believe in me, and I don't want you to see me at my worst, which, believe me, this thing's going to bring out. And Robin Hood.
Oh, yeah.
And Robin doubts that, he'll stop loving her, and she obviously has doubts about that, because we're going to see her at her worst, believe me.
Yeah, we're gonna see her at her worst and also her deliciously best, I would say.
Oh yeah, scary. They're scariest, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Meanwhile, Emma and Elsa, they use a locator spell. Again, they're tracking Anna. Now they have a thing a possession of hers. They put it on the necklace, and now it's kind of blinking, kind of like a hot and cold thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, they're going around. They're looking to her, and they happen upon the library where it's an underground library of sorts. A lot of underground tunnels.
Yeah, the apparently, I guess Maleficent's dragon was there for 28 years.
Well, remember in the first season, from the recap I get, Emma fought a dragon in season 1, so I assume Regina was behind it.
Oh, okay, it wasn't Maleficent's. All right.
I mean, Maleficent's has been in the show previously, apparently, so maybe it was hers. I don't know. I just knew she fought a dragon.
Uh-huh.
And apparently the dragon was in an underground cavern, according to this. So.
Also, just one quick note is, people who watch Once Upon a Time, apparently this is like a popular set piece that they don't go to much. Like every time they go to the library, Once Upon a Time fans are always excited that they're going to go underground, but instead they always end up going to the clock tower. So just an important thing to note: this is a rare treat to get to the tunnels.
Well, again, I assume it means we'll dragon fight in the first season. Of course, it'd be a popular locale if you're going to have something like that happen.
Sure. So, as far as I know, they might have gone back here like 1 or 2 times maybe since then, if that.
Well, remember, we were there just a few episodes ago looking for the book.
Fair point.
Anyway,
okay.
So Kristoff and Anna back in the past, they've lost Hans. They put some distance between the two.
Too much rain.
Yeah, so this, now Anna's formulating a new plan. Okay, look, we gotta find like a wishing star. No. So,
again with the magic.
Yeah, so apparently in the diary it was referenced. I'll admit, this thing is a little clumsily seated, and I'll give him this.
It really is.
Yeah, because...
this is like one of 5 magical things that are going on this episode.
Yeah, well, my issue with this, it's not... My issue with this, it's not so much what it is, it's just how it was kind of last minute seeded in, because, I mean, I have to rewatch the first episode, because when she's looking at the diary, I don't remember them mentioning a wishing star.
Right,
They might have, but again, it's been so long, I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, she mentions, I read something about a wishing star in the diary, when Nelson and I were looking through it in episode 1. And Kristoff saying, well, look, I don't want to face an evil wizard.
Probably pretty good logic.
Yeah. No, so pretty much they get a plan. Okay, hey, maybe Blackbeard will have it, which they did mention Blackbeard earlier. I'm pretty sure. In the first episode they mentioned Blackbeard at least.
All right. Well, I'll take your word on it.
I know. I remember them mentioning Blackbeard. I don't know where. I'm pretty sure it was in Arendelle, and I'm pretty sure it was the first episode. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I heard that name.
It makes sense that it would be in an Arendelle because Arendelle is a port town.
Yeah. No, I can recall that for some reason.
Okay.
Anyway, so they speculate, hey, Blackbeard might have it. We can. Also, they might have. Maybe they mentioned it when I was looking for answers with Elsa. Maybe that's where I heard it. Right. Maybe that's where. I don't know. Anyway, so they got an idea. Okay, maybe we can bargain for her to buy it off the pirates, but pirates love to make deals, right? Right. Meanwhile, Elsa and Emma, what's happening?
Elsa and Emma, hold on, I have to turn my page of notes over. Shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I just have one line of notes at the way bottom of my page. So yeah, they're in the mine. Elsa's frustrated by the barrier. She extends the hand to try to break it open. Well, they get to the mine and they get to this barrier, and it's really frustrating because they can't get through it, and
they know something's on the other side. Yeah, they know something's on the other side because the thing's blinking. The locator says blinking the thing. If you're saying, oh, she must be on the other side. We can't risk a cave-in, so we can't do it that way. We got to find another way to it.
Right.
Meanwhile, Anna and Kristoff.
This is where my notes were, and that's what threw me off. I was like, wait, the next thing on my notes is a Kristoff and Anna thing again.
Okay, so they find Blackbeard.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
What do you think
I
of
assume
Blackbeard?
Blackbeard. I I don't know. We didn't get too much of him. I did love Anna's little exchange with the delicate question she asked him. Oh, if you want the wishing star, it's worth my weight in gold. All right, well, this might sound like a delicate question, but how much do you weigh? Oh God.
Oh, she
What
said
do I
like,
think of
a deal, but
Blackbeard?
how much do you weigh?
I just honestly, I don't think he got enough screen time for me to kind of tell either way.
Oh, I gotta tell you, not usually a big pirate guy, but he seemed kind of cool. I liked him.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of annoyed me how he was a little shoehorned into this episode, though. So,
Hmm. Well, I don't know. I mean, again, they probably gave some credence to mention him, and they do give some background on him later on in the episode here. So we'll get to that in a moment.
all right, all right. So,
Anyways, let's see. Oh yeah, so there's a funny little exchange between Anna and Kristoff saying, "I told you that. I told you this would work. Or the pirates are pirates are easier to do battle against. Not do battle against. To deal with than evil sorcerers. No, I told you that. Oh, that's cute. Anyway, so Hans and his brothers appear, and Anna brings up the logic question: how does he do that?
yeah.
Oh, I
I
love
mean, to
Anna.
tell you the truth, I don't know.
Well, they have an explanation for it.
They have an explanation. It's kind of a convoluted explanation, though.
Well, he just tips a guy to inform him.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Jesus, man.
I'll admit, the way they kind of bring up a line like that and make it sound like it's going to be like a better explanation, but
Right, right.
let's see. Oh yeah, we got a bit of Grumpy.
Oh yeah, a little bit of grumpy, a little bit of grumpy.
Okay, so they're back in the present.
All right, so he's kind of evaluating the situation with the group, and let's see, and
Excavation.
yes,
If we learn anything
yes,
from Snow White, dwarves love to excavate.
yeah, good logic, good logic being brought into that, using the character traits well. So anyways, they basically come to the conclusion that can you explain how the fairies can use the necklace? Because I don't fucking get it.
Okay, give me 1 second here. But first, there's some really funny line in the episode. So they're at the mayor's office. So Regina and Snow White are there. Remember, Snow White's the mayor. So Regina is kind of pointing logically, how can we not have preparations for this already? How to deal with one villain is basically saying you should have had this dealt with, or have ways to get this dealt with. One villain. Trying to think what the line is. Snow White says. She says, "Well, we'll try dealing with one villain. Of course, it's easy for you. You had no villain to deal with because yourself."
Oh.
I'm butchering it, but she says, saying, "Well, you try. Like, why is it so difficult for you to deal with just one villain?" Says, "Oh yeah, deal with a situation like this. We'll try dealing." It must have been easier for you because you had no villain to deal with but yourself.
Right.
I don't know. I'm butchering.
Right.
I feel bad.
Your joke's bad and you should feel bad. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, so Regina. Okay, so Regina says a few hours won't cut it to excavate and get a kind of an escape plan going here.
Oh
yeah, I think she calls him she calls him imps or something, and she says, "It's dwarves, sister. I care." Like I care. Oh, Regina's awesome. Just like I care. You and your little imps, a few hours won't cut it. You and your little imps. It's dwarves, sister. Like I care. Anyway, so David comes by.
Yay.
David comes by and he brings up. Let's see. I know he brings up the necklace failsafe here. I'm just trying to.
Doesn't he conveniently just bring up the fact like, oh, that was just Belle. I was just on the phone with her.
Yeah, I think he. Oh yeah, he does. Pretty much. I assume. Yeah, I guess he brings it up. Brings it up that he got word from Belle that there are shards found within the necklace. So basically, we crush the necklace. We turn it into basically, we don't need the person. We just need the shards that are in the necklace. We need a sample of the thing. we'll use the necklace, which would destroy the necklace to get the things out. Which means no finding Anna if we use that thing.
Right.
You follow me?
No, not really.
Okay, they need. Just let me spell it real quick. Just, okay, they needed Anna. They need someone who's affected by it. Now they.
I get that.
Okay, they needed that originally. I thought they needed that. Upon looking at the thing, when they had it in their possession, they looked at it and they figure out all the fairies working together in Bell. They figure out, wait a second, there are shards within the necklace. Of the remember when the effect rains down, like the glass shards.
But why do they need it in the first place? Why do they need someone who's immune?
No, they don't. They need someone who was affected by it. Someone who was affected by it. No one's been affected by it.
But why do they need that?
Well, to work on it, you need like a sample. It's like when you make a cure for like a disease. You need a sample of it to make it.
Confusing. It's so fucking confusing. I'm sorry. You can explain as much as I want. I just don't like the way that magic's handled in that.
Okay, look, just bottom line, you make a cure, so you need a sample of it to make a cure off of.
All right, fair enough.
You need something to work off of for a cure, which they need a sample of, and they find out, oh, hey, look, the necklace has a sample we need, so we're not even working on a gamble of finding out at this point. We have it in our possession now. Okay, so they say we have it in our possession now. Issue is, we use this thing. We had to crush the necklace to make. We destroy the necklace to make the cure, which means no finding Anna.
All right, yeah, I got it.
Okay. So the question is Anna or the town.
All right, what'll it be, folks? The town or the sister?
Yes.
Okay, so next, Gold and Hook approach the diner. Rumple, he goes in. He wants to borrow.
Wait for my signal. Okay, you just wait out here. Wait for my signal. When I get her out, then you go in there. You wreak havoc. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I love how the fairies instantly. I love Rumsfeld's really good in this scene. I love how they instantly fear him.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, they fear the Dark One, and of course Blair Watson is the Blue Fairy. Basically, says, I need to. Hello, dearies. I need to see my wife.
Yeah, Belle, she's not interested in leaving. She says they're just on the cusp of stuff.
Yeah, they need Belle there because of this. Yeah, because of this necklace development, they need Belle there to work on the cure. So pretty much there's a hitch in the plan right there. So they need Belle, and that means that she's not going willingly. So, you mind if I just wait around then? No, pretty much he just wants to help out. So, we don't need we don't need help from the Dark One. Pretty much saying, well, maybe you need a little dark magic to help you out.
I would just like to see like the awkward silence and conversations that are going on between Hook and the fairies.
Well, remember, don't you mean Rumple and the fairies?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I bet it's just a bunch of sitting around and twiddling his thumbs, just like, okay, when are we going to get this over with? I don't care, I just want to get out. All right.
Okay, so meanwhile, we're talking options with the rest of our merry gang. So we got pretty much, David, Regina, and David, Regina. I believe Elsa's there. Also, Emma's there. Everyone's there. Pretty much, they're talking options right now. So if you're talking like a hero, like you're saying, like you're talking like a hero, you're talking like a charming. You gotta be leaders, right? Regina's making these points, by the way. If you're talking like a hero, like a charming, you gotta be leaders. So you gotta sacrifice the necklace so you can save the town, right? Pretty much, they all agree. Yeah, we do need to do that. The point is, it's the. I'm sorry.
No, I just saying.
Yeah. So the point is, she's saying the wise option is we gotta save the town. You gotta be heroic. We gotta make some sacrifices. So no sister, but we save the entire town. That's the way to go, apparently. So poor Elsa, we see Elsa cleverly make a switch though when she hands over the little nice little colorful dress color baggie.
It's clever. I just think the rest of the people are idiots for not checking it.
Yes, I'll give you that. Yeah. Seriously, no one checks it.
Like, they walk all the way to the diner and no one bothers to check.
Seriously, no one checks it? I mean, it's a nice bag, but no one checks it. The point is, Elsa, she makes a switch, cleverly makes a switch. She hands over the thing full of pebbles from down the cavern, and then basically she heads down the cavern. When they all turn around, pretty much. Meanwhile, we're back at the diner. So again, they realize, hey, no necklace. Uh-oh. Regina has a really.
Someone should have checked.
Yeah, Regina has a really. Regina has a really funny line. Says, "This is why I don't trust blondes."
Oh god.
Such a petty line. And also, I believe Hook's dreading this because he realizes, oh no, everyone's here.
Well, I mean, yeah, and he's essentially going to have to perform genocide on the fairies.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, to be fair, not being killed just
well,
yet.
I know they're not being killed, but still,
yet.
he's going to essentially wipe them out.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's going to, basically send them to Auschwitz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so...
Who would have thought that Mickey Sorcerer hat would be a concentration camp?
Anyway.
I don't think that's what the Imagineers had in mind when they put the big hat in front of MGM.
We're turning this
to a Disney park concentration camp.
Okay, we're turning this a little too dark. Let's lighten up a bit before the dread happens.
All right.
Okay, so Snow has a. What was Snow say here?
We're back with Hans and Anna and
Emma goes to find Elsa real quick. Meanwhile, Elsa is drilling through the cave, and it leads him to the beach. And pretty much, it's a really sweet scene too. Emma's really being compassionate towards Elsa. She's realizing, we got to be bigger than ourselves. We got to save the town. And unfortunately, there's no sign of on the beach at the moment. So we gotta. I'm sorry, but we have a problem to deal with right now. And if you feel bad for Elsa, like, oh, all my hopes are dashed, and I put the town in danger. Oh my god.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I remember the line. Snow White had a really interesting line. She said, "This blind look, I'm all for finding Anna, but Elsa's kind of blind fates here is kind of screwing us."
Well, I mean, yeah, and it's true. I mean, I think a good example of that is when she finds the necklace, and that is literally just blind faith. He's just like, oh, it's a sign. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, the necklace does lead to finding her, but yeah, I can see where Snow gets that from.
Yeah, pretty much Snow White saying, I believe it or not, I agree with Regina right now. I mean, it's her blind faith is getting us into trouble right now.
Oh, we're going to see such a good dynamic between Snow and Regina next episode.
Yes, we are. Oh, now we're with Hans. We're with Hans, Anna, Kristoff, and then Blackbeard.
I just wrote in my notes, it's a drop!
Yes, that's. What's funny? I also wrote that in my notes.
You wrote that. It's a drop!
So pretty much saying, I have an informant. That's how I knew you were here. Blackbeard says, I believe Blackbeard says, it says, he met their parents and he sold the store to them.
Right.
I'm trying.
Wishing star can only be used by those who are pure of heart, I guess, whatever that means.
Yeah, well, pure of heart.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, let's see. So, worse only the pure heart. Maybe they didn't have pure hearts. He poses to her.
Oh, okay.
Basically, Anna says, why didn't they use it? Well, maybe they didn't have pure hearts. Good logic there. Because Gerda did suck. Remember, Gerda did suck Ingrid in the urn. After all.
Yeah. Where does Anna say, like, oh, well, why'd you do that? You're giving up, well, probably well over 200 pounds of gold. I love the fact that she has to guess his weight.
Yeah, so pretty much she says, hey, listen, we'll buy another one. The issue is, no cash. Apparently Hans, again, this big plot hole here, like Hans apparently was unfrozen before them, so he's done a lot of plans in advance.
It makes no freaking sense at all.
The only thing I can even speculate is that the brothers were outside of Arendelle and they did all this once the town was frozen up.
I was kind of thinking about that. I'll give you credit for that. Yeah, that was kind of in the back of my mind when we were bringing it up, but
otherwise they couldn't do this in the time they were unfrozen. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
no, they just couldn't. It would be impossible.
Well, I mean, it's. Unless we apply like Dark Knight logic to it, like Joker can do all these plans in a little amount of time, but no.
No, I think Dark Knight's much more logical than this is. Don't compare this to the Dark Knight. Don't bring Nolan down to this level.
All right. Okay, so
I also we have probably one of the most funny lines of the whole episode. I just wrote down Hans and brother Scrooge McDuck in it.
Yeah, so pretty much the cash what they're speaking of is literally gold bars. So yeah, he says weight in gold. They mean gold like gold bullion, gold bars. You know, like your Fort Knox type stuff. So so it's literally like Fort Knox type stuff. I assume.
Uh,
You know, so basically says, you know, I have your money been rolling around and it's since Wednesday. So again, it's been a few days. So in fact, they somehow have been unfrozen before them.
good point. Good point. Good observation.
They've been rolling around in it since Wednesday, and then oh my
So
god,
you rolled around in gold bars?
that's weird and ouch. Then I just love how frustrated Hans gets and says, "She's like, no, I didn't literally roll around it. Oh, and pretty." Oh god, I just love frustrating Hans with Anna. It's funny.
Hmm.
Pretty much says you're going to. He has a really stupid line. I love how Christoph points this out. You're going to death. You know, it's not a place, right? Christoph pointing out the logic. It's so
Oh
fun.
yeah. Good.
No, they gotta do that. If they do a Frozen 2, they have to bring that back.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Okay, let's see. So meanwhile, so we're in Poseidon's boneyard. Where Hans is so sadistic here. He's bringing him to the place where his parents were lost at sea.
Oh,
Yeah. So back to literally the Poseidon's boneyard where the parents' boat went under,
right.
which does explain something an important plot detail.
Which is.
The bottle.
Oh yeah, right. I didn't even think about that. Good
All right,
point.
so
Good point.
let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. So remember, Hans has a really creepy line. Says, you know, maybe you'll be able to mingle with their bones.
That is like probably one of the most genuinely threatening things Hans has ever said.
And then it's undercut with some silly logic, not done by Kristoff, but more so by Blackbeard. Pretty much, he brings out a crate to put him in and says, "How can they mingle with their bones if she's in a crate?" And this line, I made a pun out of this in my notes. I say, well, that's in case of mermaid.
Oh no.
Get it? Get it?
Yeah.
Pretty much, he says in case of he says he says finterference. That's actually what he says. He says finterference. I think mermaid's funnier. You know. Anyway, so he says in case of finterference. Yeah, it makes sense. That's a good logic thing. The pirates figuring on mermaids being there to help people out. It's kind of fun.
And I love how Anna goes off on Hans at the very end. She's like, "Why don't you go back to the Southern Isles, which sounds very lovely."
Sounds a lot better than it probably is. And then, okay, so so Hans points out to him it's been 30 years, which again, just first viewing, I guess I missed the earlier 30-year reference. This just kind of dawned on me. Oh my God, it has been 30 years. Oh no. It's so sad.
I just wrote down on my notes like this is literally an Interstellar moment.
Yeah, it's been. Oh my God, it's been 30 years, and yet thankfully apparently the whole king's been frozen, so everyone's fine.
Oh.
So it's been cryogenically frozen. It's a really cool idea, by the way. It's so sad though. Like, oh my, they missed it on 30 years.
Like, yeah, I could see like a whole book being written around that premise, like just a whole community of people being frozen in time for their 30 years and waking up. Lots of cool sci-fi ideas can come from that.
Yeah, so another logic question that comes from this. So, big issue I have with the freezing. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad our characters were able to be unfrozen after a time. Believe me, I'm happy about that. Especially where it gets us in this episode. But, so how does the Snow Queen's magic work? So it only lasts 30 years? Like, the only way I figure why it unfreezes at this moment is actually a cool theory. Is that Ingrid used a large portion of her magic, or at least used a large concentration of her magic to do this whole Shattered Sight spell. So maybe it takes magic concentration for to keep the thing frozen.
I guess that makes sense. Sure.
That's the only explanation I can fathom of like why now it unfreezes. It's because she's doing the Shattered Sight spell, which links up perfectly with what's about to happen.
Oh.
That's my theory.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's very convenient.
Oh yeah.
I love this. Anna, as we know Anna to be such a love letter to Anna, is pretty much saying, she's saying, "Oh, we have to save her. We have to do this," and then Hans just closes the thing. Yeah, always so talky. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh.
Okay, so and Hans Brothers and Blackbeard, they commend Hans. Like, after they toss it overboard, oh yeah.
Okay, so next we're at the diner. Belle says Anna's on the way. It kind of bothers me that we don't see it in these phone calls taking place. I mean, I guess it's just kind of convenient. But I wrote down on my notes, show, don't tell. I don't know.
Wait, who this? Wait, what did you say?
I said Belle says Anna's on the way.
Anna.
Yeah, she says they found Anna and she's on the way.
No, they didn't find Anna yet. Well, I'm sorry. I think you're jumping ahead a little.
I am jumping ahead. God damn these little small margins on my notes. I'm sorry. Fuck. Spoiler alert.
Okay, so basically one of the best parts of this episode is about to happen. Basically, past and present are about to collide.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. So it looks like crap. I'm sorry for reading through my notes. Okay, we're on the beach. It looks like no sign of Anna. It looks like she's gone. This is the last gift I gave her. Looking at the necklace, which has stopped glowing, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so meanwhile we cut back. Oh, this scene really brings me to tears. Oh god, this scene really gets me. Anna and Kristoff, they're in the chest. They're slowly filling with water. They are close to drowning. There's a little nail there, so Kristoff he saws through it, so they're at least untied.
Yeah.
So the drowning.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of one of the most famous death scenes on Lost, which is a very similar setup where a married couple is drowning together and proclaiming I can't talk, proclaiming their love for each other. Very Lost-like.
I was thinking a little more like Tangled, like pretty much just like they think they're about to drown.
I guess so, but trust me, if you've seen the scene I'm talking about from Lost, you definitely get why I got the same vibe from this.
Also, I got a bit of, because I was just getting emotional, I was thinking of the most heart-wrenching moment from the Spider-Man animated series, where Spider-Man, who's voiced by Christopher Daniel Barnes, who voices the Prince in Little Mermaid.
Oh, really? I like Prince Eric. He's an underrated prince.
I'm not going to tell you everything, like the whole extraneous thing, but just the point is, a clone Mary Jane is a clone Mary Jane made out of water is evaporating, and before she's a clone. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. A clone Mary Jane is starting to die, and she's saying, "Sorry, she's saying." I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Sorry, she's saying, Peter, I don't know if I'm the real Mary Jane or not, but I know somewhere she loves Peter Parker, and then she dies, and Spider-Man's just crying out, Mary Jane! It's so sad and heart-wrenching. He's like crying out to the doctor, Lauren, get in there, save her! Then she just dies right in front. It's so sad. Oh my god! This moment had that much emotion, and it was really heart-wrenching. And just what they're doing here is so sweet and grim. It's so grim. Things are looking so grim. Anna says she prepares to say their wedding vows and get married before they die. That's so endearing and sweet to me. It's like I was near tears. Really, it was just like, and Kristoff is saying no, we're not getting married now, not until we get out of here.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm about the Spider-Man tangent. It just reminds me of like the sweetness. It's like the real Mary Jane, I know she loves Peter Parker, and then just. No, I'm sorry. Right. Like, I get sappy around that stuff. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Anyway, so again, the wedding vow is really sweet. It's looking really. I'm amazed how grim they got things to look in this. Like how dire the.
Yeah. It's a pretty dark circumstance, but you didn't legitimately think they were going to kill off Anna and Kristoff.
No, but I know, but I respected how far they were going with it, though. Like, oh man, they're really making it look like they're goners.
Yeah.
And also, like, you'll notice like the bottles at the bottom of the sea there, and they're seeing that in. Okay, it's in proximity to them, and let's see. So, Elsa vows not to give up and kind of wishes that Anna was here right now. And by magic, Anna and Kristoff are kind of saying their last goodbyes. It's really sweet, saying their final "I love yous." And then they're at the last second they're transported and they're transported to the surface and they wash into the beach.
Oh yeah, I love this. First of all, I love I just like the effect of them coming to the surface.
This is an Interstellar moment.
And then oh god, and then
when they reunite, I was so happy when they got to reunite. It was.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's everything that the show's been building up for all this time. It was really good.
I love how Emma can bear witness to this. It's such a happy moment for her. Anyway, so they reunited. It's a happy sister reunion. Everything's happy, everything's, but they're still really cold though.
Oh yeah.
And it's apparently the reveal is that the necklace all along was the wishing star, so hence that's why the parents left it around there for them. Well, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I missed that.
No, because remember the first episode she gave her the necklace.
Sure.
Because it was their mother's necklace and they gave it to her. She mother's necklace because they can never use the wish or the powers away.
You need a flowchart to keep track of all this magical stuff. I'm sorry.
It's so sad. I'm usually the one against magic, and I'm the one who's for all this show's magic.
No, I'm not for this show's magic at all. Not in the slightest.
So sad. You're the Harry Potter guy, aren't you?
I think Harry Potter really screwed the pooch on the last book.
Okay. Anyway.
That's kind of my opinion on that.
So as pretty much really fun. I wrote in my notes so silly. I wrote hugs with an exclamation point.
Hugs.
Huggies. Anyway, so it's all warm fuzzy hugs. Yay! We found Anna. Hooray! Now let's go make a cure before it's too late. Yeah. And
to the diner.
Also, bottle surfaces. The bottle covered with a whole bunch of barnacles too. By the way.
Oh yeah.
That has been 30 years after all. Actually, it's been more than 30 years. It's been actually not that many years. It's been like 30, 35 years maybe. No. Anyway, the bottle surfaces. Meanwhile, we had Rumpa. He finally finagles Belle out of the place.
Yeah.
Okay, so our gang's on their way. This is important, the whole timing of this. They're on the way to reunite with the gang, and oh my god, Anna has the best line right here.
This is such a strange-looking world.
It's such a funny-looking world.
Funny-looking world.
I melt for Anna so many times. He's so cute, so funny.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so this is such a she's reacting to all the modern stuff in the town. Of course, like Elsa's in fear of it. Anna's like, oh, it's so funny looking. Meanwhile, Hook, oh man, this is a horrifying scene. Oh, the way this is shot is brilliant. So Hook absorbs all the fairies.
It really is. Yeah, it's like a horror movie scene for sure.
And it's done. I love how it's done kind of from the Blue Fairy's point of view, pretty much in horror. Like you're the survivor. This is gonna sound kind of dark, but it's like surviving like a shooter.
You know what it kind of reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of the scene with the raptors in the kitchen from Jurassic Park, just how it's filmed mostly from the Blue Fairy's point of view, and Hook is kind of like the raptor. He's kind of just lurking around the corner.
And I'm getting kind of like one of those, like, again, it sounds really dark, but we've been kind of going places where you compare the Sorcerer's Hat to Auschwitz.
Oh, God. This is going to be a thing on my channel now.
Okay, no, please don't do it. Oh, don't do that. Come on.
Sorcerer's Hat concentration.
Don't.
No, it's there. It's there. It is in the lexicon, so you can imagine here now.
No. Anyway, you better not. You better not.
We'll see.
Please. Okay. Anyway, so pretty much, I'm saying it's kind of going for like a school shooting vibe. Unfortunately, it's just
yeah. Come to think of it, yeah,
it's that horrific though. I mean, it's a brilliant idea. It's making it look that scary. Pretty much like people are getting absorbed left and right. You don't know what the heck's going on. You don't really see the guy until he's on you.
Right, right.
And you see how sad Hook is too, like doing this. He hates doing this, and oh god, then the aftermath happens. So that they happen upon the aftermath of the place. The place is deserted. The Blue Fairy, after the Blue Fairy's horrified, getting sucked in that. You see this shot makes me, oh, it's such a brilliant shot of like seeing Hook in like he's like behind the counter or something. He's like so sad. I'm like, oh, what have I done?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you feel so bad for, and he knows that Emma's there. It's like, oh, what have I done?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And pretty much there's no hope. The big sad thing about this thing, okay, there's no hope for the town. We got to prepare for the worst now. We got nothing.
Right.
So meanwhile.
Okay, meanwhile, well, doesn't Rumple show up?
Yeah, Rumple and Bell.
Okay, well, can you take us through this?
Yeah.
I don't have many notes on this.
Pretty much, he promises he'll be back for you. He like puts the magic enchantment over the house to protect her.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
He says, "I promise I'll be back for you, and I'll be okay because I'm the Dark One. Worse things could happen if anything happens to you out there."
Uh-huh.
And pretty much he does like the whole chaining and separating thing that everyone else is doing, pretty much.
Sure.
Let's see.
Except David and Snow don't do that.
Okay, just hold on. Okay, so the Hook brings back the hat, gives it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how Hook brings out the logic here. Again, Hook's really interesting, that guy. He's saying, you know she loves you, right? Why this? Why risk it all? Why not just choose her? Why not just choose her over your dark plans and your dark magic and all that stuff? Why not? He says, well, that's the thing. I don't have to choose. Pretty much, he's so confident. He says, I'm so powerful. I don't have to choose, okay? I can have everything I want.
Yeah, he's getting pretty cocky now.
Yeah. Again, remember, these two have a lot of history together from the
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
They've ruined each other's lives time and time again.
For sure.
And I know this is going to confuse you further. I was rewatching the recap.
Oh, please don't. Please
okay,
don't.
never mind.
I'm already like literally struggling to not die from my allergies right now.
Okay, so the point is, in this scene, it's revealed Rumpelstiltskin tells him, there's still one thing left to do before morning.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, you have the day left, dear, to enjoy it.
Okay.
Alright, okay, so then we got kind of our reunion happening of
oh, it's great. It's really great.
Yeah, Kristoff and Anna, they reunite with David! David!
What music was that?
A little bit of it's a few things, actually. It's like the Field Dreams.
That was magical. Hey, you cut your hair. You cut your hair.
I love that so much. I love these two guys. I want to give these two guys like an Odd Couple sitcom.
I know. I totally agree with you.
I love those guys. Anyway, and also I love the whole Joan thing, saying, "Oh, and this is your lovely fiance, Joan." Joan. Yeah, it was part of a secret mission type thing. Which, by the way, technically David knows her name. I guess he's just mocking her, which is fun.
Mm-hmm. And also, I like how Anna's confused about Snow and David being Emma's parents.
Oh yeah, I love that. Saying, "Oh, that's our daughter Emma." Well, how does that work? I mean, you're saying that's a long story.
And I was like, yeah, I know. It kind of bothered me too.
Anyway, so and then we get this is a tragic scene. Oh my! After like the funny daughter house bit, we get this scene's so tragic. This one will put you almost in tears. It's so dark and beautiful. Of basically, have to cuff Kristoff. I love how David's like being the strategist here, saying, "Here you go, Kristoff. Chain yourself to the desk there, because what's coming, we're gonna want to be chained to stuff." So Kristoff's chaining, like cuffing himself to the desk. Snow White and David, they're going into joining cells. Okay, what's your thing with this? So the point is they're trying to protect each other like everything.
Physically separated, sure, but I mean, I don't know. Just seeing what plays out next episode, why wouldn't David just go into another room? Like, why did they have to be right next to each other?
Well, the thing is, you gotta remember, David and so they're saying this is just a precaution, but we on some level they do think they can get past this thing, like they can beat it with their love on some levels, and maybe there's a bit of cockiness mixed in there.
I guess so, perhaps.
Again, they are technically protected. I mean, I'll admit, I was a little worried from like they're getting their hands close to the adjoining cell.
I know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if it would have gotten a little more heated, if hands would have gone through the bars onto a person's neck, something bad could have happened.
Well, you got to remember, it's just the Shattered Sight spell. You're more so you're sharing harsh truths, but you got a point. It can escalate.
Yeah, but one of the dwarves literally tried to kill Grumpy with a crossbow.
Right.
So
I think. Well, still, that's just available weaponry. So I think it's more so you're going to see the dwarves are extreme personalities. So, I don't know. It's a little unclear like how dangerous the Shattered Sight spell can be.
I literally want to see an episode that's just the dwarves during the Shattered Sight spell. I literally want that episode.
Okay, so the point is, it's a sad scene. They're pretty much they're separating themselves. Like everyone in the town's doing, hopefully, pretty much chaining themselves separately to protect them from everyone else.
Oh yeah.
And I love this. This scene, pretty much Snow White telling Emma, their daughter, and saying, "Hey, listen, we know you'll fix this. You'll come back for us. We believe in you."
Mm.
And this scene, oh my god, I was wondering how this scene was gonna play because like she's holding the baby when she goes in the cell at first before she locks the door, and I'm thinking, wait a second.
Not a good idea.
I know, that's what I thought at first. Like, oh, she's gonna yell at that baby. That's not gonna be good.
Right. I mean, I don't know. To tell you the truth, on this season of The Walking Dead, we've seen some potentially pretty horrific things happen to a baby, although the baby's been fine. We've just seen it in a lot of peril, so I don't know. I'd be less worried about yelling and more worried about suffocation or something.
Yeah, I'm just saying yelling, so I don't have to go into horrific implications of murdering an infant. But
Well, I don't know. If she's pissed off enough at it, I don't know.
Anyway, the thing is, like, I'm thinking on one level. The point is, my mind is racing, thinking, okay, well, wait, maybe she's just mad at people. How could she be mad at babies? I mean, she doesn't really. Shattered Sight spell directs you and people you're angry at under the surface. What?
Okay, well, I mean, but think about it though. She's exhausted from the baby. The baby's completely changed her life. She's totally irritable because of it. Like, there is a lot of underlying issues that she's having because of the baby.
Oh God.
Right?
I just had a horrific image in my mind of what you would do to this thing, but I don't want to go into it.
All right.
Anyway, it's the point. It's really a sweet and sad scene. Pretty much, he wants Emma to watch baby, which is thinking, oh my God! And it's a mother giving up her child because she knows she's going to be unfit for it in the moment. It's so sad. And she's in tears too.
Oh yeah.
It's horrifying for her. And Emma's feels so bad. Like, oh my God, I'm the only one immune to this, and the mother came and hold her own child because of this thing I failed to prevent. It's pretty much hands over the baby and watch the baby in the meantime. Watch over her. Watch over him, sorry. Also, this is a real poignant one. She says, we don't fear your magic, and we trust you. Watch over him.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, earlier on, that kind of
episode.
Yeah, that kind of sparked some things in the past.
Sure, definitely.
Also, I think she says, someone says, you're both going to use your specialness to save the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Essentially. Really, really sweet, really endearing. Also, oh my God, Elsa says, you have such wonderful parents. After she bears witness to all this, and she tells him, you have really wonderful parents.
And she does. David and Hook are awesome. Or David and Hook.
Oh my God.
Wow, Freudian slip there. That would be a show.
My two dads, and one of them has a hook for a hand.
Oh God.
No, he's trying
to think of Brokeback Mountain quotes.
Let me get my hook into you.
Oh God. God! Oh God! Okay.
Anyway, so the point is, you have. She says you have wonderful parents, really sweet. Yeah, gets the baby from Snow White, hands her off. It's really sweet. Hook hasn't bit.
I think that's why I came up with Hook, was because his name's written in my notes.
His point, Snow White and David are really great parents. You know, it's sweet. It's so sad to see him locked up there, and especially because David's the sheriff. It's really sad to see him locked.
But you know, if David would just embrace his feelings for Hook. No, I'm just kidding.
Seriously, stop it, man.
I know.
Okay, so Hook comes by, and you feel bad for Hook because what he's done earlier. He has one day to live too. That makes this scene all the more.
Oh yeah.
All the more sad for Hook. This is his last day on Earth, and he doesn't want to tell Emma what's happened. Pretty much, as a matter, she still doesn't know what he's done because he left a message, but like I guess Ron was supposed to erase it or something.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So pretty much, he said, "I just wanted to." This line too. He says, "I just wanted to see you one more time."
Mm-hmm. Really.
And then then he kisses her, and do you feel so bad for Hook?
Yeah, you've really grown to like this guy, and I'm sure we would like him even more if we'd been following him since his premiere on the show.
Oh yeah,
just really good character overall.
Meanwhile, Regina and Henry, they're. Hey, listen, Operation Mongoose is still on. She's locking Henry in the mayor's office while she's going in her special bunker just in case she went rogue.
At least Regina can admit that she's been ignoring her kid while pursuing Robin.
Yeah. Oh, remember, still technically pursuing Robin is still within their plan, so she's still working Operation Mongoose, isn't she?
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did have like a big lead on that, like finding.
True. Good point. Yeah. Okay.
I think. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna lock you in here so no one can get to you and you'll be safe. Meanwhile, and also I love this. Regina has a moment here, whether she genuinely means it, which I think she does, or she's just saying to comfort Henry because she knows this is what Henry buys into. The Emma will fix this.
Oh God, there goes my mic again. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, she says, "Hey, don't worry, Emma will fix this like she always does."
Yeah. I would like to think, based on her character, she's just trying to comfort Henry.
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot of tension between her and Swan still.
Oh, of course. And also...
It's obviously going to play out in the next episode.
Oh, next episode it plays out so good.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Robin Hood stops by real quick, again, against her wishes, saying, "Robin, what are you doing? Listen, I'll change myself to the tree real quick. I gotta be here to visit you real quick." Pretty much saying, Regina is telling Robin, "Hey, you should be afraid of me. You should be afraid of me. Be safe to each other." Pretty much, saying, "Okay, listen, be safe, and we'll get through this." Then Regina locks herself in the vault.
Oh yeah.
The ending to this episode is brilliant, by the way.
I totally agree with you. I love the last shot.
Okay, also, I should mention, I think it's already passed. I want to make sure I don't glaze over this. After she locked the cell to her Snow White, she handed the baby over to Elsa. Mm-hmm. Elsa being able to control her, but the face she has in Elsa holding the baby too. That's sweet to me. Oh. She gives it to Elsa, another person who people might fear giving their child to, because even the moment in the actual Frozen movie, I've got a allusion to fear of that.
Good point. Didn't think of that.
Because there's like a baby almost comes in contact with Elsa in the movie Frozen that she almost potentially damages. Sure. Thankfully, she does. Anyway, point is, we got a really awesome ending here. I was so amazed by this ending.
It was really good, yeah.
So as the music's starting to build and everything, we got kind of our last heartfelt emotional moment before we get a really awestruck ending. David and Snow, they're in the cells and pretty much they're really sharing. It's so sweet. They're reassuring each other that nothing can come between us.
They're two halves of one heart.
Yeah, we're two halves of one heart. This is only a precaution. The spell can't break our love. Okay.
Sure. And they're right about that. They're right.
This is just in case. Yeah. And then, then the storm is here. And the town's ready. Yeah. Town's ready. We see a few shots of all the people getting ready, and just the cloud. Oh, the visual of the cloud of just that smoke, that foggy cloud full of glass shards, of mirror shards, coming by, and just it's huge. And we've kind of glazed over. So the whole shot of the thing's like it looks so beautiful. It's like this huge plume of that storm cloud over the town. It's been descending this whole time, blocking things
it
out.
really gets worked into the episode pretty well. It's built up pretty well.
It's such a great looming threat, a great looming ticking clock, and now it's finally about to descend. And just everyone's looking up at it, and then like Snow Queen looks up is kind of like one of the final shots. It's so cool. Like she's like, she has such a happy expression on her face, like everything I want's about to happen.
Oh yeah.
Then it starts to rain glass. It starts to rain the mirror shards, and Kristoff and Anna, they look to each other, lovingly and worried. Well, yeah, just this, lovingly and more so full of worry, like, oh boy, it's about to happen. And also, just
this is going through the ventilation system.
Oh yeah.
And again, just like I hate seeing glass in people's eyes. It's just one of those uncomfortable, painful scenes to even like witness.
I can't remember who said this. I don't know who said this. Someone said it was looked beautiful coming down. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, no. Well, they didn't say. I guess they didn't say it. I guess like someone looked at it and said, looks really nice coming down. Well, they look at it like that,
No, I don't remember anyone saying. I don't even remember dialogue in this scene at all.
Well, I mean, yeah, not. I don't mean dialogue. I mean just looking at it like, oh, it looks beautiful coming down.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember that, but I'm sure you're right. I'm sure it's.
Yeah, they didn't say it though. You're right about that. Anyway, then it's just, oh man, this shot gets me.
Oh, I really do love it. Yeah.
Snow White and then David, they're holding each other's hands out of that whole loving speech they just had. Like Emma shielding the baby. Like everyone's just prepping for this thing to happen. And there's holding hands. The mirror shards, they come down to the ventilation shaft, and it's going in everyone's eyes except Emma, Elsa, Anna. And just then it happens. It's in the eye. Starts doing the creepy cracking effect on Snow White's eye. It looks. And oh my god, here's the shot. Just the acting sells me on this. Then
it's great. Yeah, it's wonderful. I love ending shots that are just performance based, and this is like really good.
This is a Breaking Bad ending right here.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Breaking, get it? Okay, anyway, so they separate hands and just look on both their faces, especially Snow White's. Just
it's perfect.
Snow White's, I believe, the last visual we have of the episode is she looks at David. And look at each other, and his hands are separated, just looking at it like you're so full of hate.
Oh yeah.
And that's where the episode ends.
Now, it's kind of funny, because this actually leads to some pretty good comedy in the next episode between David and Snow. But yeah, I mean, really, you're right. In the moment, it is a very, very intense kind of, like, oh my god, bad stuff is about to go down kind of moment. Really good way to end the episode. I agree. Probably out of all the episodes this season, I'd say probably my favorite ending by far.
Oh, definitely favorite ending. Oh, by all means, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that'll be it for fall. Overall, I think you're right. I think you hit it right over the head. This is literally like a calm before the storm episode, but it's done really well. My only complaint with it is that, of course, I think it has way too much convoluted magical shit going on in it.
Yeah, this episode, as great as this episode is, it does have some major plot holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when it gets stuff right, oh my god, it gets stuff. The tone is one of the most well-directed episodes, most definitely.
Sure. And there's definitely some of the big high points of the whole season, most notably in all the reunions that are going on.
Oh, yeah, just the reunions and the dialogue is really good, too. Just the dialogue between, the Hans comedy was great.
We literally, last Wednesday, we rolled around in gold bars.
That's...
DuckTales, woohoo!
Just weird and ouch. I gotta tell, I know I can't. Again, we do this every episode. I was going to close out on this before we actually close out. Just, it's amazing. Just since we're getting to the end, I'm getting misty just thinking about this. It is amazing how they brought that Frozen universe to life so well. The actors it's uncanny. Anna is exactly the Anna we fell in love with watching that movie, and she's brought to screen
Oh yeah, definitely.
in flesh and blood. It is astounding.
Yeah, totally agree.
All right,
Totally agree.
okay, so
Like I said, it's kind of like I'm kind of disappointed that Ingrid is most likely not going to be in proper Frozen canon because they've done that character so well. They've just done a good job with everything.
yeah, they did a really good job. They should bring some of those guys on to help out with the Frozen 2 if they work on it.
That would be a bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Good
we'll also do some speculation stuff after we get through this series, perhaps. But perhaps
yeah.
you'll see. I got some plans to run by old Tiki here. But we'll see. Anyway, so I guess it's time to wrap up then. So next time we're going to come back with our final 2 episodes of our little recap series here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so anything else to say, Tiki?
No, I'm good. Take us out.
Well, kids, time to close the book on this one for now, until we get to the next chapter of our Frozen continuation, in yet another thrilling installment of Once Upon a Time.
Frozen. Over. Extra try!